Okay, I got 6:30 from Comcast on my computer. So why don't we call the Granby Economic Development Committee to order on April the 27th, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. First thing is on our agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from February the 23rd of 2021. And I've already checked. Us three were at that meeting, so we do have a quorum to do the meeting minutes.
If you want, I'll move. I'll make
Okay,
a motion.
you want to second it, Lil?
I'll second.
Okay, any more discussion on our meeting minutes dated 23 February 2021?
Nope.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. 3 ayes for us three that are here. And now we go to our open action items under businessmen's recommendations. Did you get all the information you needed on those land acquisitions?
I did. I just haven't had the time to do it.
That's fine.
I spent 3 days in the hospital last week and quite busy at work the other two.
In the hospital for you or your wife?
No, for me.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you're here, so I know you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay. I make a monthly visit.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had to stay over for that, but that's what
No,
you
I
did.
don't stay over. I just spend the entire day there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Since Phil's not here, we'll skip over the short-term tax incentives for new businesses, since he's the one that's got that action item. The Route 202 upgrades, the last two select boards ago and the last select board, we haven't got any assistance from our politicians, so I made a recommendation. We draft a letter to the Baker-Polito administration and basically tell them the issues that we're having here. We haven't got any assistance from our politicians. Mass DOT has dropped us, so that's $360,000 that we're not going to have use, and so we cannot proceed. So as a select board member, I made a recommendation. We send a letter to the Baker-Polito administration and basically complain. I don't know what else we can do, Brian. I know you got 21 years doing this.
Nothing else you can do.
Okay, but at least we'll go on record as making a complaint.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah. Okay, as far as any grants or loans, to my knowledge, I haven't seen any grants applications go out since, I'm going to say October, November, because we had informed the select board and the town administrator that since a lot of us are not returning, we didn't want to start something we couldn't finish unless they would have put people in place. And the select board and the town administrator has had since October of 2020 to put people in place and haven't done it. So I don't want to commit the town to something that we can't do. You agree with that, Brian?
Agree with it.
Okay, so we'll just skip the grants and loans. And again, the same thing, the municipal utility department, which like Ashland got saved $786,000 for their residents in their first year. We forwarded that to the select board and we've got no action off of that. When I brought it up again, there was just no comment from the other two.
Is that, Jay, can I ask, is that a tough thing to do? Set up the utility department, utility committee?
From what I understand, the answer is no. You know, like in our town, the select board is the sewer commission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could start off by making the select board the utility commission.
Correct.
That would take care of the sewers and the electric. And then we could get the ball rolling. If we want to do a subcommittee on the electric portion, we could do that. If we want to do a subcommittee for the sewer, we could do that. It's not an issue. Basically, the law states if any electricity is being produced in your municipality You have a right to regulate it. Just like South Hadley does, Holyoke does, everybody else. But with the way it was in the past, you had to have water generating the electricity to really do it. But with the Massachusetts law change, anybody developing it with wind or solar now can have an electric department. And then we could negotiate for all our town residents on what the rates would be. And like I said, Ashland saved their town residents over $786,000 in electric rates just in their first year, because they were able to negotiate on a large scale and independent.
Hey, Jay,
Yes, sir.
are you saying that you stated that the committee or the Board of Selectmen can regulate private and town electricity?
That's what the law says.
Okay, so it's not just public.
No, the law says if a power is being generated in your municipality, just like everything else, the town has a right to say what goes on.
So in other words, just because the town of Granby does not have public utility at this point in time, we could still set up the committee.
We do have public utilities at this time.
Well, I meant solar. And we can set up a committee or let the select board be the committee itself, and then start to regulate, or at least look into regulating.
Well, what would happen was the select board or the committee or whoever set up the electric portion of the utility department would come up with a bunch of rules, regulations, which we would model off of other towns, of course. We wouldn't do it ourselves. I mean, why reinvent the wheel? And then any new solar projects, the old ones are still grandfathered, because like on East Street and Dickinson Farms and all that, we couldn't regulate those because they were there before the utility department was formed.
Okay.
But anything coming in the future, we could regulate, and we could also negotiate as a whole, even with National Grid, for the entire community, because electricity is being produced in our town.
This should be something that should go forward. It really should.
Been trying for it for 3 years. You know that, Brian?
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of stuff we've been trying for 3 years, but it hits the funnel. A lot goes in, but not much comes out.
Maybe if I have a chance to mention it, I will.
Okay. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff that is out there that's available to the residents of Granby, but my famous statement is like unemployment. If you don't file for it, you don't get it.
Yep.
And you start all the lists of those monies for all the grants for COVID-19. I'm not going to say that we're eligible for all of them because I didn't dig deep into them. But I just saw a whole bunch there that looked very enticing, just like you did.
Made me smile a minute ago because of the janitor service division. We had two of our employees file on us that we didn't give them unemployment. We explained to them that we don't give unemployment, that they have to file for it, and then that state gives them unemployment.
Right.
Their answers were, oh, so people just didn't know, but they had to go to Main Street and file on us that we weren't taking care of them.
Right. And then as a businessman, that infects your unemployment insurance.
Sure, it does. Yep.
Right. I mean, people just don't understand how the systems work. It's just
Right.
like grants and other applications. They all have stipulations. The question is, can we live with those stipulations, right?
Right.
And I say, you did this for 21 years. This is only ending in my 3rd year. So there's a lot out there. Even the USDA has been turning in money for infrastructure because nobody's filed for it to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a chuckle at one of their meetings when they said, yeah, we even assist towns getting water from another municipality. So what can I say? The paperwork's done, it doesn't move. With that being said, the last, and again, the only other item we have here is the community compact. And the last time I checked, it still hasn't been updated since 2015. And Brian, I don't know how many times I've said that, but you know it.
Yeah.
And if you don't file for it, you don't get credit for it. You don't get credit for it, you don't get it.
Right.
Like I said, there was 55 towns that had information technology infrastructure on their community compact. What happened when COVID-19 hit? All 55 towns got fully funded.
Yeah.
And we've been after information technology infrastructure and economic development infrastructure is what we've recommended to the select board, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We did it in writing, it's sitting with them, but I'm only one vote. I can't move stuff by myself.
Can't beat your head against the wall all the time.
And that's why I didn't run for re-election. Okay, with that being said, unless anybody has anything they'd like to add here, I can entertain an adjournment because we have nothing really to go. You, just to let everybody out there in GCAM land know, I'm not planning on coming back for next fiscal year, and neither is Lil and Brian, correct?
That's correct.
So this committee may be coming like the Energy Committee and have no more members. As Brian stated, you can beat your head against the wall and try and get the stuff done, but if nobody's going to process it, why are we doing this? We don't get paid or anything. We're doing it for the good of the community.
Now, Jay, we do have one more meeting because our term doesn't end until June 30th, correct?
That is correct. We would have actually two more. We could have one in May and one in June.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But unless something changes, you know, I don't want to have meetings for the sake of having meetings. And I know we canceled the last one, and the biggest thing on our docket right now that's in the works that I know of is those two land acquisitions, right, Brian?
Yes.
Possible
Yeah.
two land acquisitions. I should say
Yeah.
possible.
I've got to find out when Jim's going to be back in town. And when he's back in town, I can hold the meetings probably next week and get it going.
Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is, though, with Irene Rappa, maybe I shouldn't have said her name, but I did already. But if she wants to donate the land, how long is she going to be sitting there willing to donate it, and if nobody does the paperwork?
Right.
Does that mean she remains on the tax roll and she's got to keep paying taxes? And that 5 acres that she's willing to donate will give the town access to their 19 plus acres that's landlocked.
Right.
Then the other land acquisition is 99.5 acres, which the Department of Conservation and Recreation says they have no plans for. And it,
Well, as I say, Jay, it was my fault last week that we didn't meet, and this week I didn't know Jimmy was out of town, but I'll have something going for us next week, and we'll sit down and get it together, and hopefully by the time we have our next meeting, we'll have something to report.
yeah, well, hopefully, I mean, if you don't look, you're not going to have an opinion, right?
That's correct.
And we've already had both parcels up on the screen for people to see. Like I say, the biggest thing on the 5 acre one is it gives us access to 19 plus more acres. So that's a large sum off of Route 202 for the town.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 99.5 acres, you know, one of my opinions is we could put some solar fields out there and power the schools and not have to pay electric bill for those schools.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's the only thing that land can be used for. If somebody could find other things more useful, I'm open ears to anything.
Well, there's enough land out there to probably do multiple things.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you. My wife will pick that up, so we won't have to hear that no more. Anybody got anything else they'd like to discuss?
No, except that I'll get these guys going hopefully next week, so we can have something more to discuss at our next meeting.
Yeah, and like I say, unfortunately, Bill is having his medical issues, but so when he gets back, we'll find out what's going on with him. And we're all at the age here. I think I'm the youngest one on this committee. Or is
Uh,
Gary Glenn, maybe?
well, you're probably running about the same age.
Yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately, we don't have that many young people in Granby getting involved, and we can only be on so many committees.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if anybody's listening to this, I mean, I would encourage all Granby residents to become involved because it's your future, your kids' future, and everybody else's that you have an input into doing.
Right.
Okay.
Good place to
So-
start, too.
Right, and they can find out really what's going on in the town.
Yeah.
Granby's communication is not the best in the world. And-
Well, we're a bedroom community. Always have been, always will be. We're from a farming community to a bedroom community, and we'll probably stay that way for a long time, Jay.
oh,
a lot of
I-
us- We're transits. We live in the town, but we take off during the day and work outside the community, come back in again. A lot of us are probably tired from what we have to do during the day and don't want to get involved, or we have kids that,
Mhm.
grandkids that have athletic programs, and we get involved with that instead. So, you know, it's a tough
It is.
balance, tough job,
Mhm.
but you got to have your heart into it. You've got to want to do this.
I think us three on here have done, and I'm not trying to we've done more than our fair share, so we put it that way.
Over the years, yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, we need
But
some
any-
people to pick it up.
Anyway, if you're looking for that motion, I'll make it.
Okay.
Move to
I'll
adjourn.
second.
Okay, we have a first and a second to adjourn the Economic Development Committee meeting here. Anybody have any comments other than that? All in favor, say aye, please.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye, you got 3 ayes there, Lil.